Hi, Esha.
Hi.
Please state your full name and how old you are.
Well, my name is Isha Tiwari, and I'm 16 years old.
Wow, you're 16. I remember you when you were five. And I was teaching your brother, Kana, very talented guy as well. But I'd like to ask you, how long have you been taking lessons with me?
I think about 6 years, maybe
I think more.
more, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. I think you started with me when you were like 7 or 8 years old, and you were taking some piano with me and stuff. Then we then we crossed on over into voice a little bit after that. But it was over at Gus Opie, remember? And with those little cramped rooms over there at Gus Opie Music Center. Like I said, it wasn't the greatest environment, but it was a great place and great people, that's for sure.
hmm
How do you like your lessons?
Well, I think they're very comforting. It really helps me. Um, I think like out of all my lessons, I've really gained something new from each lesson.
Well, that's great to hear. What I would say, can you go a little more on a detail as to what you mean?
Okay. I mean, uh, well, it's been more than 6 years, and I couldn't list every lesson, but I mean, apart from singing, like there's been like multiple instances where you
Yeah.
you'd tell me like give me a little life lesson about some stuff,
Oh,
which I really appreciate. It's not a bad thing.
yeah.
I But you would tell me how like I shouldn't sing from my nose. I should sing from my stomach. I shouldn't sing. I should sing from my head.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you've really gotten give me like a some tips for my posture
Hmm.
and how to make me a better singer, basically. And
Well,
basically, my technique is all due to you. So
well, well, that's
yeah,
great to hear because you're a really, really good singer. So it's always good to hear that kind of stuff, right?
yeah.
So I guess you were just telling me what you've learned from taking your lessons. You were telling me about posture. You were telling me about tone production, and of course the confidence that you have achieved from really the techniques that you have learned. Um, so you basically answered the next question. But what do you think is the biggest impact you have taken from your lessons? Tough question, I know.
The biggest impact,
Yeah,
I guess, confidence. Uh,
that sounds right, considering that was one of the first things you said was
yeah,
so that's usually the first thing you say is usually what's their biggest impact, and so I believe that. I believe that. And singing does bring in a lot of confidence. Finding your voice brings in a lot of confidence.
hmm
I know that for myself, and so no, I got it. I got that. I understand. Um, so, what have you done in marketing your talents as a singer?
Well, I've started making my own music. I've started songwriting,
Oh, great.
and I've made a YouTube channel. It's still work in progress. um,
But you're going to let us know when you have something to show us, right? So I can start pointing people to your site.
of course.
Okay. I'll hold you to it. So you're writing your own songs, huh? What style are you writing in? Do you have a
I don't really have a style. I just write whatever I think of.
well, when it comes to songwriting, what songwriters or performers have made the biggest impact on you? Because
Well,
those people will affect how you write, believe it or not.
I think like not to be cliche, but I think Billie Eilish has had like a big impact on me. I'm not into her music anymore,
Mhm.
but her style of writing really connects with mine.
Mhm.
I don't know if you've heard of her music. I mean, I think you have, but
I
I
think I
don't think you
do
went
with it.
into
Yeah.
detail with, yeah.
Right. Right. Exactly. So what styles have you sung in?
Um, oh, in general?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've sang Broadway, I've sang classical, I've sang in pop, um, I've sang jazz, in, yeah.
What
uh,
about what about Hindi?
that Hindi, yeah, Hindi,
Yeah,
Japanese,
you're very
Spanish,
good.
Italian, yeah,
Well, yeah, but Hindi in itself is a style, isn't it?
yeah,
So the Bollywood or Indian classical.
yeah.
Aditi was telling me all about that too, and and you do really well with that. And I know you don't really play that up, but when you sang for me, I was really impressed. So uh,
Thank you.
yeah, absolutely. Um, so I would say, what is your favorite style in singing?
Um, Personally, I like Broadway the most.
Okay. What is about Broadway that makes you like it the most?
Well, it's just so lively, and you could just put your own spins on things, and it really wouldn't matter. Because
Okay.
with classical, you'd have to be so detail oriented. You have
Yep.
to be on tone. You have to be
Right.
like,
You're right.
yeah,
And with Broadway, it's a little bit more of the drama, right? The dramatic
yeah,
and how you would act it more than exactly everything that you'd be singing. You know, I
hmm
I got you there. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Very good. And of course, going from the dramatic effect, I get into this question. I hear you do voice impressions. Do you like do for impressions like for cartoons or something or what?
yeah. Mainly cartoons. I will do voiceover if I have to, but
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I heard from another interview that you you do this, and so I wanted to ask you because you know I'm going to ask this. So can you do a voice impression for us?
uh, of course I could. Uh,
Tell us who you're doing, what character you're doing, as if that would make any difference. But just give us a little idea.
uh, I will just do. I'll be doing one line,
Uh-huh.
but this is just an original character of which I'm playing
Okay.
in a thing I can't mention.
Okay. All right.
So
A work in progress. I get it. I get it. Okay.
yeah. Um I can't really mention the name, but
That's fine.
I will be playing as a little boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Thank you.
Are you ready?
Yeah, well, I'm ready.
Okay. Yeah, Pop. And with Mom's special recipe, I can almost taste the dirt in my mouth. But Pa, it's not even dark yet. Why do we have to go to bed? So that's one line.
All right, cool. Cool. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Okay, I'm looking forward to that. You're going to let me know when something like this is going to come out too, right?
Yeah, of
So I
course.
can promote that too. That would be great. That's really great. Um, so now I'm going to continue on with the back to the voice lessons. um, so how has lessons helped you most in singing any style?
Uh, well, of course, technique. The technique you've gave me is really working for basically anything I sing. Um, you always remind me, like, keep my chin down, keep my shoulders down,
Yep.
stop being so stiff, get your
Yeah.
chest up, everything like that. Um, Whenever I sing pop, like even alone, when I'm doing my own songs and everything, I just gotta remember it, and I instantly sound really good.
It has to do with good singing, right?
Yeah,
There was a teacher of mine who said, you know what? People can sing in any style, but good singing is good singing.
yeah.
And that always stuck with me. And so I always abide by that with my students. I say, good
Mhm.
singing, good singing. And so I'm glad you said that because that basically translates to exactly what you're talking about. Um, so how do you like the structure of our lessons?
The structure? Uh, I, um, I'll go back to the comfort thing. I'm very comfortable with that. Probably because I've been with you for 6 years. But if I was like a new student and you introduced me like the way you did, and you teach me like the way you do, like as a newcomer, I would I would be very comfortable with that. It'd feel very welcoming. Because you're a new teacher, and even though I might be bad with my voice sometimes, you could tell me how to fix things. You give good critique on stuff, and you wouldn't say, "Oh, it's bad. You're not good." No, you're very encouraging, and I respect that a lot.
That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, so I guess the another part of the structure of our lessons is how we get it started, how we do warm ups, how we do scales and stuff, and then the second half we start going into repertoire and things like that. Has that kind of approach worked for you in your lessons?
Yeah, it has. I think the vocal training, sorry, the what's it called?
The vocalizing,
The
yeah,
scales,
yep,
yeah,
scale.
it really prepares my voice. And sometimes you even switch it up because I'm struggling with some stuff, and let's do this one. Let's try this one. You're very like uplifting, and um, you're willing to try anything basically,
That's
whatever helps me.
Thank you, thank you. So, is there anything you'd like to share with our audience?
Well, if it's the first time you've met Mr. Marcello, it's probably not your last. Okay, he's probably there is a reason why we've been together for so long. I would, I can't imagine singing without Mr. Marcello. He's a big difference on my behavior, how I act in front of people, my confidence, my personality. He's basically been there for half of my life, and I've really appreciated how we've been together for so long.
Wow, thank you so much. It just that's a bit overwhelming to hear it, but you know what? I really appreciate that, and you know, um, usually when people take lessons from me, I know that it's I share something I really really love, and
Mhm.
so I transfer that passion about music to my students and get them excited, hopefully, about it as well. And along that, I think there's a certain kind of family aspect to that. So it's not so much just teaching. I think there's more mentoring uh,
Mhm.
as well with that, and it's always been that way with me. And so I really appreciate that and your words toward that. That it means a lot. I really do appreciate that, Isha.
Mhm.
Um, well, we're at the end of our interview. I'd like to thank you so much for sharing your experiences and thoughts with us today.
I'd like to thank you too.
You're very welcome.